Everybody. Week 2 of the Fantasy Football Podcast. We have special guest Donovan Sarafa here. I know a
What's
lot
going
of you
on?
guys were expecting Gabe. We changed the last minute. We wanted Donovan on this podcast for this week. But let's get right into it. Week 1, let's recap these scores for the week 2 games. First, let's start off. Ryan beats Tappy in a close one. Pretty high scoring from both sides. The highlights, Tucker Kraft had 26 points on Thursday Night Football for Ryan. And despite a huge game from Puka Nakua and Jonathan Taylor, Evan Tappy, he can't get it done against Ryan because Hawkinson and Jones on Sunday Night Football combined for 4.5 points. Noah, what are your thoughts on this matchup?
Tough break for Tappy. Horrible, horrible trade getting rid of Montgomery for Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is on IR now, and now you're stuck with that instead of Monty. When if he would have just started Monty, he wins this matchup. So brutal for Evan, but he has been making some trades. So
You guys are already jumping the gun. We'll get to the trades in a second here, guys. Let's go on to Logan versus Chase. This was an absolute duel between Malik Neighbors and Jamar Chase, both dropping about 40 points. But a bad game from Amarian Hampton led Chase to fall short, and Logan improving to 2-0. Donovan, what are your thoughts on this matchup? Who do you think is the better team here?
So yeah, that's a great question. I think these two are definitely two of the top three teams. Um, Obviously by this matchup, Logan seems like he is the better team, but I think in my poll, I do have Chase above Logan, despite him losing this week. I still think that Chase has the better team here, especially because of his running backs. But Logan did make a trade to improve his running back, so we'll see.
all the two teams with terrible running backs and great wide receivers. So Logan was able to just sneak this one out. Kind of got lucky with Hampton.
Let's move on to Noah versus Zach. This one of the more boring games. It seemed like Noah really had this one. Although if you asked him, he said he was panicked the whole time. It seemed like from an outsider's perspective, Noah was always going to have this one. He ends up winning by about 20 points. It was a pretty good game from Noah's running backs. Noah, uh, what were your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, took the lead early, didn't let my foot off the gas. No bad performances really, except for Burrow, and he's on IR now, so I got to go find a quarterback. But solid week for me, and I'm happy with my core.
Next up, in what we thought was going to be the matchup of the week, I took down Carson. At the time, this was 1 versus 2. It won't be after this week. This was a pretty low scoring game. I only got 105. Carson ended up with the lowest amount in the whole league. Um, this was mainly due to the -4 points from the Broncos defense against the Daniel Jones led Colts. Donovan, you know from firsthand experience what it's like starting a defense with negative points. What are your
I
thoughts
do.
on this matchup?
I think when you have a team like that puts up negative points, it really just comes down to how much do you trust your guys. I kept that Ravens defense in. I trusted those guys. What did they give me this week? 15, I think, 17. Like that's game changing. I think Carson's gonna have to do the same thing. If he really trusts those Broncos, you can let him stay with them. But other than that, maybe go get a new defense.
2 points from Derrick Henry, which is strange, but also 30 from James Cook, which is probably more than he's going to have for most of the year. So kind of even out for Nate. Really was just the defense in the end. And Jalen Hurts is, oh boy, better hope he gets some tush pushes or he is not going to put up more than 10.
Let's move on to Donovan. Donovan's game, he beats Joseph 131 to 105. This one was kind of a blowout. Joe seems like one of the weaker teams in this league. This was a big statement game from Donovan after a tough loss last week. He bounces back and beats Joseph. Donovan, what were your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I did need this win here. I knew coming into it, I can't start 0-2. I should have started 1-0. Coaching error, it's on me. I apologize to my players. They knew going into this game what they had to do. They got it done. Made the right choices in the lineup. Couldn't have done it better.
Noah, as a team from the East, this is a pretty big matchup, not only for those two teams, but for you included. What were your thoughts on this game?
My Genty is just has a terrible O line. I'm so happy I picked A Chain over him. I totally screwed Joe over, so he's gonna be one of the worst teams for a couple weeks here. But good win for Don, putting up a solid 130, and Joe's got to look for some answers because right now he doesn't have them.
Final game of the week was Lem versus Mickey. This was a super high scoring game. Mickey, after finishing with 70 points, puts up 120.
You're good.
But that's still no match for Lem, the highest scoring team of the week. Puts up 150 on his head, including a stellar performance from Rome Odunze against the Lions with 34 points. Donovan, what are your thoughts on Lem as a team versus Mickey?
he's 1-1, but he's number one. That's all I have to say. Lemon has a great team, well-rounded. There's no flaws in this lineup. I mean, you look at it from quarterback down to defense. There's no flaws. Mickey, on the other hand, you looked right at the quarterback and you have a flaw right from the beginning. Um, Kamara, I think he shipped off Kamara, right? Did he?
Yeah, I think so.
So you making some roster changes. I know Mickey said he wanted to change a lot of the guys on his team, so he shipped off two of his starters, I think, maybe three. So we're looking at a new team in this week three. So we'll see how it goes.
Lem is really good. He did get subpar performances from his running backs, but that was made up for 24 from his kicker, 16 from his defense, and 33 from Odunze. So that's tough to play against.
Let's go into the absolute drama that unfolded earlier this week. There was a trade between Logan and Mickey. We'll talk more about that in this video that we are about to show you. This is what Logan has to say about this controversial moment. Obviously, his trade got vetoed. It was a league-wide veto. It seemed like Logan was going to win the trade, but the other league members were not a fan of it. Here's Logan and what he thinks.
We got breaking news in the fantasy league last night. Trade went through. We got Logan giving up Kamara, Pollard, and Judkins for Dobbin, Swift, and Harold Fannin Jr. And this trade went through. Mickey accepted this trade, and then Don started a movement in the fantasy group chat to stop the trade, and it was vetoed at 7 a.m. this morning. However, a new trade has gone through earlier today. Mickey is receiving Jonathan Taylor and Drake May, while Tappy receives Kamara and AJ Brown. Logan, what do we think of this? This is scandalous.
Yeah, no, as a league manager, I want to veto this trade. And it kind of sucks. I wake up to a notification saying your trade has been vetoed. And I suspect it's been the only rat, Donovan. I mean, you got to think. He has a sorry-ass team. Sorry for the cussing, but it just really gets me upset. It gets me going seeing, he's trying to make a band and trying to, veto my trade. When I need running backs. So I'm giving up. J.K. Dobbins, 15 points. Swift, 13 on a good offense. Harold Fannin, he's a rookie with high upside, all right? You look at me, I'm getting Kamara, okay? Kamara's good. He's
injury concern there.
Tony Pollard, what's he going to do? Nothing. Quinchon. I mean, it's just depth. It's really depth for depth. And I look at this trade, and I'm like, okay, ESPN also said I was losing this trade. No, we're not going to listen to ESPN, but it wasn't like it was a scam. You go over here. I'm reporting this. This happened not even 10 minutes ago. Okay? This happened at lunch. It was breaking news. Mickey is getting Jonathan Taylor and Drake May for Alvin Kamara and AJ Brown, who was a second-round pick. I don't care about his production. He's a second-round pick, and you're giving him Jonathan Taylor and Drake May. I mean, I just feel like it is. Lyman, what do you got to say?
I will say I did veto this trade, but looking back on it, I do kind of see, because originally I did not know who Harold Fannin Jr. was, but after seeing that he's a top target on the Browns, then I kind of see where we're looking for the upside here. But Quinshon Judkins, I didn't know he was out of jail yet, so he's back. So now that I look at this is a more fair trade, and I think we can really blame Donovan, because originally he said in the fantasy group chat, that's where he said that, but I don't think the viewers know this, but it was actually in a separate group chat without Logan and Mickey in it. So
he was trying to put everyone against me, because I get it.
And it
you don't want
did work.
Danny to
And
build
it did
the
work.
best team.
It worked.
You don't want Thanos to get all of his stones,
Right?
Because you don't know what would happen, Donovan.
Logan, he's not very happy with you.
I mean, after hearing what Logan has to say about this, it's just I can't believe this, because there's a lot of controversy about this league manager. So if I had to, I know we did sort it out. We got a couple more trades going. I gave him some guys. He gave me some guys. We'll probably talk about it a little bit later. But I think what he did as the league manager, he thinks he can have all this authority. He can just have people on his phone going through his roster, making changes. It's just completely unfair. Like, let me go get some ESPN analyst on my phone. Ooh, like, it's not fair. You can't be doing that.
Many different teams look way different this week, including Mickey. But first, let's talk about the Aaron Jones trade between Noah and Tappy. Noah, what are your thoughts on this trade?
Yeah, as I was talking about before, absolute blunder from Tappy. I mean, he offered this trade to me. Couldn't believe my eyes. When he offered it to me, I had to go with the calm, and say yes. I said probably, so he wouldn't just be like, oh, I'm getting fleeced. So got that trade done, made my roster a ton better. I would be one of the worst teams in the league right now if I didn't get that trade done. So
Pretty much Tappy gives Montgomery solid flex spot, RB2, solid guy, and Godwin, who's coming back in a couple weeks, and he was a top 5 wide receiver last year when he was playing for basically nothing because Aaron Jones is gone. It was a blunder from Tappy, and then when he got injured, and it became even more of a blunder. So
Next up, me and Mickey made a trade. Jake Ferguson was sent to Mickey's team in return for me receiving David Njoku and Quidshon Judkins. When Mickey proposed this trade, I was a fan right away. I didn't even try to negotiate. For me, I don't think Ferguson is a guy that is going to stay on my team. I like the upside in Judkins and the upside in Njoku. I think both of which can be pretty good at their position. But that's one of the more minor trades that we have to cover here. Next up, Joe and Tappy made another trade. Tappy, he's been pretty prolific in these trades this week. He sends Keon Coleman to Joseph in return for TJ Hawkinson, who, like we said before, was one of the reasons where he didn't win last week because Hawkinson put up a dud. Noah, do you think this was the right decision by Tappy to send Coleman for Hawkinson?
Hawkinson has not been doing good, and he just lost his quarterback, but that might be a benefit for him because when these backup quarterbacks go in, they're always looking to target the big tight ends. So it might be a benefit to
I
have
think it's
Hawkinson
still
on the
too early to tell on this trade after 1 week. I mean, Keon Coleman's still a young guy. He has a lot of time. I think he'll probably at the end of the season he'll be a lot better.
As mentioned in the video, Mickey and Tappy made a trade since the Logan and Mickey trade got vetoed. Tappy swept on in. He got his guy.
So Mickey receives Jonathan Taylor and Drake May. Tappy receives Kamara and AJ Brown.
Mickey's just trying to make any changes. He needed a new player at quarterback, so definitely a positive for him. But sending off AJ Brown, good move for Mickey. Hurts is playing terrible right now. Barely completed any passes over 10 yards. So I think Mickey has won this trade before any games are played.
I have to agree with you there. Although on paper, if you sent this trade in the beginning of the season, you wouldn't know what was going through Mickey's head. But
Yeah.
after 2 weeks, I actually do think Mickey wins this trade. He gets Jonathan Taylor, who I think he's going to be a top 6 or 7 running back. And Tappy gets Kamara and AJ Brown. So AJ Brown is a head case. He sucks. And Kamara is on a team that sucks. So don't really know
Great
how
take
much.
from the guest here. Great take from the
Wow.
guest.
Wow. Finally, the last trade we got Chase and Mickey making a trade. When I heard about this earlier today, I wanted to kill Chase. I think this is a horrible trade for him. He sends Amarian Hampton and Khalil Shakir for Tony Pollard. I mean, I could not believe what I was hearing when I heard this.
I think right now, this is the type of trade you look on and you think, what is Chase thinking? But I feel
What
like
is going on inside Chase's head?
I feel like
That's the league needs to know. What's going on in his head?
I feel like though in the long run, this is one where Chase gets extremely lucky and Hampton like breaks his leg or something and he ends up winning the trade and Pollard just goes nuclear. So that's my thoughts on it right
This is
now.
a crazy prediction. The AP coaches ranking.
Wait, what about the?
Yeah,
Well, sorry.
there's
We
another
don't
player.
even care about all that. Let's get straight to this ranking.
Okay.
Okay.
At number 12, moving back a spot, we have Joseph. He's 0-2 with 2 bad weeks. I think this is a pretty obvious choice. Would you guys agree with this?
Definitely. I don't have access to my AP poll, but I know for sure Joseph is number 12 in it.
Yep, number 12 in mine too.
Also moving back a spot here at number 11 is Zach. I think Zach could be 12. I still think he has the worst roster in this league. He did beat Joseph, though, so you kind of have to put him above him right now. And do you
Definitely.
guys agree with this?
Yeah.
So I have Zach at the 10 and Mickey at the 11 just because Zach has the win. So I think he's more likely to finish higher just based on Mickey's division as well.
Well, speaking of Mickey, he's here at number 10. He moves up 2 slots. Despite losing, he puts up 130. Problem is, when you run into Lem, you got to bring everything you got. And unfortunately, 130 is not always going to be enough against a good team like Lem. Noah, obviously, you said you have Mickey behind Zach. Do you just want to elaborate on that even more?
Yeah, so Mickey definitely has a much better team than Zach and Joseph. However, I just think 0-2 start. He's in the toughest division. It's going to be tough for him to get some wins. But hopefully, when he plays our division, he can rack up 2 wins at least against Zach and Joseph.
3 wins because Noah's in the division too.
Okay. Okay.
At number 9, who he actually didn't move at all. He lost to Ryan in a tough close matchup. We have Evan here. I think this is a good spot for Evan. I mean, he didn't lose by much. He had a good performance. He didn't have a great performance. He didn't have a bad performance. I think keeping him here at number 9 is probably the best option.
Probably safe for him. I mean, I think he's had 2 pretty good weeks, but you can't have it's not a good week if you don't win. I mean, he's yet to have a win in the column yet. So number 9 is probably a good spot for him.
Yeah, he's definitely better than the other three teams, but he's definitely worse than the next eight. So I think number nine is pretty bad.
8, we have Ryan, Evan's opponent from this week. He had a big week from Kraft, his bounce back team. I think a lot of coaches in the poll thought Ryan was one of the more underrated teams. Do you guys agree with Ryan here at number 8, or do you think he should be even higher?
Ryan at number 8 is probably reasonable. Maybe I could see him at number 7, but nothing higher than number 7.
7, I think a lot of people are going to be surprised by this, and I think there is a good reason why. We have Donovan, who actually moved back a slot despite his win. It was a good win versus Zach. I think the only reason that Noah moved ahead of him, despite Donovan putting up more points, I think a lot of people were unsure about how Noah's team would perform, and it is really tough to put a team that lost to one team ahead of that team, and I think the coaches just had a hard time doing that, especially with Noah being 2-0 now. Donovan, what are your thoughts on your ranking? Do you think you should be ahead of Noah?
I know I should be ahead of Noah. I don't think I know. I think I should be in the top 3, being honest, because
Oh,
my team
you're
is a force to be reckoned with, and you haven't seen it yet. You haven't seen it yet. But when I'm coming in, I don't know when I'm playing you, but whatever week I'm playing you, you better get ready. You better buckle your seatbelt because Team Don for the win is coming. So I'm 1-1 right now. So number 7 seems viable. I'm gonna have a really good lineup heading into week 3 where I should cruise by Zach, get a 2-1 lead, and then I go into week 4. So should be looking good.
Number 6 is Noah. He moves up a slot. We already talked about it. Noah, do you think you deserve to be ahead of Donovan?
I think right now I deserve it. I don't know if I actually am better, but I'm going to stay modest with my ranking. This is where I put myself just because I think I have the head-to-head.
5, we have Carson. How the mighty have fallen. I was at number 1, the highest scoring player of the week last week. He runs into a good defense. What can I say? He puts up the least amount of points this week in a big game. He needed to win this one. And Donovan, do you think Carson should be moved this far, or do you think maybe it should be even further?
Quite frankly, in my rankings, I had Carson number 8. I do remember this now. I moved Carson all the way down to number 8. You can't be putting about below 100 and expect to be high in the rankings. I mean, it's a small sample size, and sample size does matter. So we only have 2 games in our sample size right now, but based off those 2 games, I mean, Carson's average is 110 maybe because he put up a stinker this week. So it's just not that good. That's not even a playoff contention. So
Yeah.
that's why I put him at number 8.
Number 4, Chase. Despite the loss to Logan at the end, he put up a good week, and I think he solidified himself as one of the top dogs in this league. Although I'm getting a little worried with that Hampton trade. Do you think Chase deserves to be at number 4?
I think right now, yes. Lost a super close game. He is putting up high point totals every week. So let's see if he maintains it without a big boom player like he's had the past 2 weeks. He had Neighbors boom this week and he had Zay boom last week. So once he doesn't have those, I mean, could drop, but I would expect him to be consistently up there.
And number 3, the winner of the matchup versus Chase is Logan. He moves up another slot. This was a big win. Logan is now 2-0 in the league, but more importantly, he's 2-0 in the division. And you have to be on top of that division if you want an easy spot at the playoffs. This is a huge win for Logan. I think Chase and Logan are the 2 best teams in that division.
I think he snuck by in this win, but Chase is definitely the better team here. He's more well-rounded in the running back room. I mean, Logan did just make a trade, so I wish the best to him because his 2 new running backs. I mean, those are 2 guys that used to be on my team, so I wish them nothing but the best. But I still think that Chase's team is a little bit better.
Move on to number 2. Person didn't move at all, and that person is me. I had a good win against Carson, despite a pretty low-scoring week for me. I believe I was the 3rd lowest-scoring team of the week, but defense wins championships. Noah, what are your thoughts on my ranking here at number 2?
Deserved. You're 2-0. Number 2.
Simple.
It's all
Let's
there.
move to number 1. I don't think there's much of a surprise here. Despite being 1-1, it has to be Lem. He moves up 2 spots here. Most points scored in total, and the most points scored this week by a large margin. I think Lem has one of the best, most well-rounded rosters in the entire league. I think this is well deserved.
Lemon's team is definitely the top dog. Yeah, it's nothing more I have to say. I mean, watch out for him. He'll be in the playoffs. He'll be in the championship. And if you think your team is up there with the big dogs, you think you're better to have to go through Lem.
Let's get into our week 3 predictions. Let's just start off strong. Evan versus Logan. Personally, I think that combo of Lamar and Jamar, it's just too good. I don't care that Joe Burrow's out. I think Jamar Chase is so good that it doesn't even matter. Donovan, who do you think is going to win this game?
Give me Logan. Logan's got a great team. Tappy, he's made some trades. We don't know. I don't really even know what his roster is anymore. It's ever cycling. Nobody knows what's going on with this roster. Maybe he'll pull it through, get a lucky win. I don't really see him going 0-3. So give me Tappy actually. Give me
Happy right now has Pacheco at his RB2. Don't know about that. Hawkinson at his tight end. Don't know about that. Tyreek Hill at his flex. That's actually a pretty good flex. So, I mean, he's got some decent talent, but like AJ Brown, I don't even know if I like Logan's team that much, but I think I'm just gonna take him to squeeze it out.
Chase versus Ryan. Both teams 1-1. This is a pivotal game for both of these teams. They're trying to get the edge over the other person. I mean, this is early. This is early playoff implications. This is a big game. I think Chase is obviously the favorite. I'm gonna go with Ryan to take the upset. I mean, I think he's gonna leave his mark as one of the most underrated teams in this league. I think Chase is a great team. I think Ryan is just gonna have a great week.
I'm gonna disagree with you here. As much as I do think Ryan is underrated, give me Chase. He's the type of guy. I mean, we know from last year, he's always high up in the seating. I think he's gonna stay up there. It's 2-1, and he'll be pretty up high. He'll have a great week. Be up pretty up high at the power rankings at the end of week 3.
Give me Chase in a blowout. If Waddle can't play, Ryan might not even have a wide receiver starting.
So let's move on to Donovan versus Zach. I mean, I think Donovan has the best roster in the East. I'll come out and say it just like that. I think this is going to be an easy matchup for Donovan. I think he's going to take down the inferior opponent. Donovan, what do you think about this game?
I mean, I'm coming in full head of steam. Great win against Joe last week. I know I'm going to hear the allegations. Oh, you have 2 wins, but they're against 2 bad teams. But 2 wins is 2 wins. Give me Don. Give me the freaking Prez. Give me Don. He's fucking winning. Let's go.
After that, I'm inclined to pick Zach, but Don is gonna win.
Let's move on to Joseph versus Noah. We're staying in the East. I don't know. I mean, you look at it on paper, you would think Noah's going to win, but why not? Let's go with Joe. This is going to be a huge bounce back week for him. Sorry, Noah. Sorry to upset you here. Let's go with Joseph.
Yeah, what you don't know is I was planning on picking Joe before this. He is definitely going to win this.
You do look at these 0-2 teams and you really think to yourself, one of them, I know for a fact one of them is going to be 0-3. It's just a matter of which one. Honestly, give me Joe to win this one.
Mickey, he's going against Carson. Carson, I mean, he's going through it right now. Everybody thought he had the best team after week 1. Now people are starting to doubt that, reasonably so. I think Carson, I admire Carson as a coach. I think he's one of the better coaches. I believe that he truly believes in his guys. I think he's going to have a huge bounce back week, pull the 2-1. Mickey, I mean, sorry, dude, you're just in the toughest division. You're going to be going 0-3 after all this.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Give me Carson. It's going to be a blowout. I think Carson he'll make up for his poor performance last week. He'll hang 150 on Mickey.
I totally disagree with both of you. I picked Mickey last week. I'm going to pick Mickey again. He's going to put up 140 and beat Carson by 50.
To the matchup of the week, this probably looks pretty familiar to last week. We have the 1 versus 2 in the AP poll, including myself. We have myself versus Lemon. Damn, this is going to be a tough game.
I don't know who comes up with these matchup of the weeks, but I think something is rigged about this because I don't know why you're always the matchup of the week.
Just saying, it is 1 versus 2. So,
well, give me Lemon, and Colin won't be number 2 after this week. That's all I have to say.
Give me Colin. I just think Lem is unlucky, and he's going to be 1-2, and he's going to get really mad.
You do look at Lem. I mean, he's a small guy. He's got a nice look up. I think he's going to come through. He's definitely the Goliath in this one, but he's going to take down Colin.
Wow. Well said. I mean, I know Noah got on me last week for taking myself. Noah likes to stay neutral, but I'm gonna do it again. It worked last week. Why not this week? I believe in myself. I believe in my players. I'd be a bad coach not to. I do fear for CeeDee Lamb though. I mean, the Bears' best corner is out. CeeDee Lamb is gonna have a fucking field day. He might drop 50. Let's hear from our special mystery picker, although he's gonna be staying around all year. Let's see what Mr. Stu has to say for this matchup of the week pick. Let's take it to Mr. Stu.
Welcome to the game of the week. I'll be analyzing the team strengths here. If you just give me a minute, I'm taking a look at the teams right now. I need my glasses for this. We got Colin Pasarik's team. Josh Allen, tough to beat. Christian McCaffrey looks pretty good. Jordan Mason, Drake London. The Pittsburgh Steelers, who knows about the defense, but possibly. I'm looking now at Alex Lemon's team here. Baker Mayfield's quarterback, okay. Hit or miss. You got Chase Brown, Paul Brees, Lamb, CD, and the Seahawks defense. This is going to be a tough one. I think, personally, based upon injury reports and what the analysts on ESPN are saying. I do have my pick of the week. Hate to say this, but it's going to be Colin Pasaric. Go.
Another week in the books and another great podcast. I want to give a special shout out to Donovan for coming on this week. It was
Thank
kind
you
of
for
last
having me, guys. Hopefully, this is the first of many times I get to appear on the podcast.
Oh, yes.
First and last.
What?
Tune in next week for another special guest and another great podcast. Until then, thank you all for watching. Tune in next week. Have a good one. Good luck.